Thank you very much, program directors. Indeed, I have a very interesting task in this university. Most of the time I can loaf and fall asleep in meetings and do very, very little until the chairperson is not around. And then in that moment, I've got to remember everything that has happened from the beginning of the year, even the stuff that took place when I was asleep. It is indeed an honor to be here, and I hope I can represent the chairperson very well. Actually, I was thinking that God has got an amazing sense of humor. There is one particular citizen of this country who is often on TV, and we listen to him delivering speeches. And every time he delivers a speech, I always wonder, why didn't he rehearse it yesterday? You know, it could be it could be more fluent, especially the numbers. So when I got the speech this morning, I quickly checked for the numbers. And I was relieved that there were no numbers. This is an important day, as the Chancellor of the university has said, in which we remember the 40th anniversary, or we celebrate the 40th anniversary of a very remarkable life, the life of Steve Bantu Biko. And it is also very appropriate in a sense that it was really the seeds of transformation. Him and people like him who sacrificed their lives made it possible that we can today talk about transformation without being worried that, you know, when we step out of the room, we'll be picked up and disappear into some jail somewhere. They made it possible that we should be able to talk about transformation in a very real sense and see the reality of it, not only as a pipe dream, but it's something that really can happen in our lifetime, that can happen immediately. And for that reason, I think we are very, very grateful. Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, members of Council, senior management of the university, honored guests, particularly our most important VIPs in this university, our students, I greet you all. I hope I can really do a good work in representing what the chairperson would say to you. And I believe that he would have loved to be here and tell you himself that this is a very important day, and the next 2 days are going to be a lot more impactful in the life of this university than I think most of us can imagine at this point in time, because we are addressing one of the most important issues that we need not only talk about, but we need to live. We need to make it a habit and part of our lifestyle. Council is resolved that the university must take seriously the task of transformation. The transformation of higher education in South Africa remains a priority for the sector. Universities have had limited access to effect comprehensive transformation since the advent of democracy, and in spite of recent legislative documents and 2 higher education transformation summits convened in 2010 and 2015. In addition, a critical report was released in 2016 by the South African Human Rights Commission on the transformation of public universities 20 years into South Africa's democracy. In this period, a key transformational change was the decision to merge universities. And in the case of TUT, 3 institutions were merged in 2004 into the Tshwane University of Technology. It established TUT as the largest contact and residential university in the country. There have been a number of achievements in the merger period for the university, but there remain outstanding and incomplete aspects from the merger which require ongoing attention. And I think it is important to mention that one of the phrases I sometimes use is, we're possibly the best kept secret in the academic sense. You know, sometimes I have an opportunity of talking to people from other universities, and they tell you about how great they are and the achievements they've made. And you try and get a word about TUT, and in fact, at best, you know, people will listen and then go on to a conversation. So, by the way, where were we? You know, but when you talk about strikes, how to handle, you know, boycotts and protests, people will want to gain some insights from you. You know, how do you guys do it? So I think it is important that as a university, we are not shy of highlighting the achievements and the greatness that is happening in this institution. A few years from now, I'm very convinced that South Africa will come to appreciate some of those great achievements. The one key aspect in terms of the improvements that need to be made is ensuring that the core business of the university, its teaching, learning, research, and community engagement continues, and that academic standards and quality is not compromised. The context in which TUT operates in the latter part of the second decade of the 21st century is impacted by the global effect of the massification and democratization of higher education, the national imperative of transformation of the post-school education system, the politicization of higher education, the call to become a South African university, and in the last few years, the #MustFall protests. This has provided an opportunity to rethink the national university system and chart a new course for the university. However, these developments also place the university in a position of volatility, uncertainty, super complexity, and ambiguity. This is made more difficult by a global trend towards seeking populist, short-term, and what may well be non-sustainable solutions. There are four major challenges which increasingly loom large over the university system in South Africa. These are ensuring sustainable funding for higher education, managing the impact of political developments, handling chronic instability at universities, and the disruption of the academic project, where the foundations of the academy is questioned in a context of mistrust of governance, leadership, and management. All of these factors impact significantly on all universities, and TUT is no exception. Specific challenges confronting the university include refining its role and purpose as a university of technology and a people's university in the national, regional, and international context. And the Chancellor has referred to that she hopes that we understand what we mean and the depth of the connotation that goes with being a people's university. It cannot just be a slogan. It must be a lived reality. Incidentally, there are a number of universities throughout the world that call themselves People's University. In fact, there is a university called the People's University, which is the official name. And I was actually at some point wondering if they're not going to come after us for trademark. You know, so the concept of People's University it's easy to speak about, but it needs to be and must be a lived reality. Also, the strengthening its governance, leadership, and management systems, developing the academic and research project of the university, ensuring that students are placed at the center of the university project, strengthening the institutional support and human resources functions for quality service delivery, addressing green campus and sustainability priorities, and transforming the institutional culture of the university. These are the priorities and the challenges that are confronting us. It is therefore important to establish a deep and shared understanding of transformation with moral purpose across the university, which will underpin its strategic and operational priorities, set measures and targets for the various operational environments, and enable effective monitoring of the extent of implementation and identified improvements. In fact, it is our wish as Council that the summit brings about an opportunity for us to transcend mediocrity, not to be comfortable with the level of achievement that we are in, but to stretch ourselves further to greater heights, combining excellence with being embedded as a truly African and South African university. And the two are not mutually exclusive. And I think we need to prove to the world that actually not only are they not mutually exclusive, but they're actually related. The two are inseparable. It must be inseparable to talk about excellence in the same context and in the same sentence as a truly people's university in Africa. Council, therefore, will expect the leadership of the university to closely track our transformation developments and achievements. I'd like to see that these 2 days will provide an opportunity for open conversations on transformation, and let us take new heights. I thank you.